Hi there, this is Sags War on Women, brought to you courtesy of WrongThinkRadio.com. Oh man, thanks to that stupid ass Gillette ad, the Me Too movement is in full swing again, and well, I gotta say this. I cannot, and I mean I cannot fucking stand the Me Too movement. Now, I could go on for hours and hours and hours about why I can't stand the Me Too movement, but I'm only going to touch on one thing here, and that is the topic of consent. Better yet, meaningful consent. Because you see, a lot of women get it through their damn heads that women cannot consent to sex with men if they have been drinking. Now, of course, I'm not talking about if you're blacked out drunk. I'm not talking about if you're passed out, okay? There are situations where those things happen and women do in fact get sexually assaulted and or raped, okay? That is wrong. Sexual assault and rape are wrong. But do you know what else is wrong? Falsely accusing someone of sexual assault and rape because, well, you just regretted it the next day. And that happens too. A lot more than people want to admit. A lot of women like to hide behind the excuse, I was drunk, because they just don't want to admit to their friends why they left with that guy at the bar or they left with that guy at the party the other night. They may not even necessarily file a claim, but there's always the potential there as long as women are not willing to own up to their shit and hide behind the I was drunk excuse. I've had many women in my lifetime tell me that they were drunk to excuse the fact that they left the bar with a guy. I always have a follow-up question when I ask, why did you leave with him? And I get the typical, I was drunk answer. And I'm going to pose this question to any of you women out there that get it in your heads that women cannot consent to sex when they've been drinking. And I'm just curious to know what the answers are, okay? Now, I'm going to pose it in 4 different situations because I don't know all of your family dynamics. But please, think about this, and I'm curious to know what your answer would be. Would you have sex with your brother if you were drunk? Would you have sex with your sister's husband if you were drunk? Whores, please don't answer this. Would you have sex with your uncle if you were drunk? Would you have sex with your father if you were drunk? Think about it. Think about being as drunk as you could possibly be, not to where you're passed out or you're blacked out, but really, really, really drunk. Because, see, a lot of these women are really, really, really drunk, yet they're really, really, really capable of consent, only to, again, regret it later. If you answered no, then guess what? You're consenting, okay? You're consenting. If you know that you wouldn't fuck your brother, but you're still willing to fuck this guy, that's consent. That is consent. I don't care what anyone says about it at this point. You know what you're doing. So quit hiding behind it. And please, for the love of God, do not think it's okay to ever regret it to the point where you are willing to ruin a man's life by filing a false sexual assault claim. It's bullshit and it needs to stop. And that is that. Before I end this, I'm going to say one last thing. If you think that you want to refer to me as a rape apologist because of this episode I just put out, I don't care. I don't care. Just please do not lump me in with anybody in the Me Too movement, okay? I find that far more insulting at this point. In fact, a lot of the people within the Me Too movement are sexual predators. Don't believe me? Look it up. It'll blow your mind. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. If you want more hard-hitting content from the right side of things, check out WrongThinkRadio.com. I am Sag Novotny, and this is my war on women.